So it looks like the Countryman needs a new battery, which makes sense. I haven't ever changed it since I bought the car, and I don't know how long it's been since before that. So this video, we're gonna go ahead and change the battery in the R60 Countryman. So if you need to know how to do that, follow along this video, and hopefully it'll help you out. So let's do it. Well, one of those rare times where the GP gets kicked out of the garage and the Countryman comes in. So let's get this GP out. So you pop the hood and you go, where the heck is the battery? In older models, it was in the trunk. It's not in the trunk for this one, so look in this engine bay. Where is it? Well, in typical BMW Mini fashion, they've hidden it. You can't see those batteries, they're unsightly. Until they all run on batteries, am I right? But it's actually under here. If you lift up this cover, you'll see there is the battery. And so in order to get to this battery, we're gonna need to remove these plastic nuts, which are going to be a 10 mil. We might need to remove the wiper arm. You can see there's a separation in this cowling that's going to allow us to take it apart, and we might be able to sneak it up underneath here. But you can also remove that washer arm as well. So let's go ahead and get this plastic cowling out of the way so that we can get full access to that battery, unhook it, take it out, get it swapped. All right, so we got the two plastic nuts, one here, 10 mil. Go ahead and take those off. Be very careful not to drop the nut down into this awesome cavern. Very carefully. Make sure we don't drop it. All right. This one's a little tight back here, so I had to switch to my other wrench to get back here, get this 10 mil socket in here. That other one was too tall. Oh, we got it. Loosened up. Again, be careful not to drop anything in this large cavern. Got it out. Okay, so now the two bolts are out. We can get this weather stripping out of the way, just peeled out of the way. We don't need to go the whole way, just enough to get past our plastic cowling. And there should be 3 clips underneath, so we're gonna wanna pull up on this to release those clips. And those are released. And can we do it without removing the windshield arm? You probably could, but let's make our life easier and let's remove that. There should be a cap on there, but I don't have a cap on there. I bought it like that, okay? I didn't lose it. So don't yell at me in the comments. So let's go ahead and remove this. And to remove this washer arm, it's a 15 mil, so let's go ahead and break that free. Give it a little wiggle, it should break free. There's our wiper arm. Don't lose that, it's probably important. There we go, we've broken it free. Here's our cowling. Let's set that aside. Now we have access to the battery, and we're gonna have to remove way down, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. See that right there? That should be a 10 mil, that's the battery clamping device. If we loosen that, we should be able to remove the battery after we also unplug it. Okay, we're gonna remove the battery terminals before we remove the battery clamping device, just because that's gonna hold it down and make it easier. So 10 mil socket as usual, we'll go ahead and loosen this up. Go to the positive side, loosen that one. Pull that off, set that aside. There we go. Now that that's off, we can loosen up our battery clamping device. And you can see that's another 10 mil. It should be this long bolt right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen that up. And when loosened, you should pull it out. It should be this really long bolt that's holding the clamp down there, that's clamping that bottom of the battery down. So we'll set this aside. And there's just one last piece of the battery. I don't know if you can see it here. It's this little rubber tube that goes into this elbow, into the battery. This is to help discharge any gases out of the battery. It goes down into this tube rather than into this cabin. So we just pop this out very carefully. There it is. There's our tube. Set that aside. So now the battery should be ready to be removed, which should be entertaining because I have no upper body strength and batteries are heavy. I'm a cyclist, not a weightlifter. So here we go. See if we can get this out. All right, it's out. This is a BMW factory, originally the battery, so it's pretty old, and I am not gonna be able to get a OEM battery to replace it, which is fine, because I don't live anywhere near a Mini dealership. So I'm gonna go ahead to my local auto parts store and get a comparable battery replacement and return this one to them for recycling. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in the GP, put it to work, and go do that. Oh, watch your head on that. Got to fill up the nitrous tank too for the GP. Oh, did it again. Okay, we're back with the new battery. So now we're just going to install it, reverse order the steps, put everything back together, and then you think we'd be done, but we're not done at that point. There's still one more step to go. We need to register the battery. And what does that mean? Well, stick around, we're gonna do that in a minute. Okay, I think we've got it wrestled into place. Let's secure it back down. With this, I think the key here is you want to slide the back in first at an angle and tuck it up underneath the kind of a little back lip. Whew, that was a workout. Okay, so we got the battery in. We slid the back in first to kind of tuck it up underneath the, I think there's a little lip back there. Now we're gonna put the mounting bracket back on the front to really secure this battery back down. But before we forget, let's put this little tube back on the elbow to vent our gases. Okay, think we're done? No, we got one more step. We got to register that new battery. In order to do that, we got to get out our OBD2 scanner device, dongle, whatever you want to call it, and our smartphone, hop in the car and register it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, now we're in the car. We have our OBD2 dongle. I'll leave a link down in the description where you can get that. So we're going to plug that in first. Okay, that's plugged into the OBD2 port. We'll put in our key into the aux position. We're gonna launch our Beamer Link app and we are going to connect to our OBD2 dongle. We're gonna go into the 12 volt battery section. And down here there's a button that says register new battery. So we're gonna tap on register new battery. Does the capacity and type of your newly installed battery match the type of capacity of your replaced battery? Yes, it does. and then we're going to register. And it says battery registered successfully, so that's done. We need to tell the car that there's a new battery installed so that it can just handle the charging appropriately. You know, it's not dealing with an older battery. So we have this battery registered. It's going to charge properly, discharge properly. It's not going to die prematurely. This car should be ready to go. Hold on, I've got a quick update, not a good one, on this battery change. I did two things wrong in this battery change. First thing I did was not get an OEM battery. Not the end of the world, but I probably should have done that. My dilemma is the battery was dying rapidly, and I live 2 hours from the closest dealer, and so it's just not always convenient for me to take half of a day off to go up there and get work done or get a part. So I just went with a battery from my local auto parts store. Second thing, there's a slight risk of your foot control module going bad when the car loses power, in such case during a battery change. And I knew that that was a risk, but I didn't think that would be too big of a deal. I wasn't doing anything crazy like coating the car or anything like that. I was just swapping the battery quickly. And unfortunately, it died. It's a known issue, and MINI has recognized it and extended the warranty on those to, I think, 150,000 miles. I'll leave a link in the description where you can see the warranty information, because not all dealers know that it's been extended. It was, I think, 125,000 before. Now it's 150,000 because it is a known issue. And some of the side effects are features in your car just won't work. Like right now, the car is on and none of the windows will work. As you can see, none of these are doing anything. Another thing that doesn't work, blinkers. Interior lights, blinkers, interior lights, windows. There's some other things that don't work, that won't work as well, or could end up not working. However, those are the main three things that usually break. Are the blinkers, kind of useful for driving. The windows, kind of useful if you get pulled over for not using your blinkers. And the interior light, kind of useful if you're driving in the dark. Other symptoms might include your lights staying on all the time or not working at all, and things like that. The sunroof does still work, so I got that going for me. But yeah, this is the update to the end of this video to let you know that there is a risk that this could happen if you're doing this yourself. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that this is under warranty, as long as you're not messing with it. If it were to break at the MINI dealership, they'd take care of it. If your battery just flat out died, I believe it's still covered under warranty, but check with your dealer on that. But yeah, as a result, there's gonna be a part 2 to this video where I'm getting the FPM module repaired. So stick around for part 2 to see how we resolve this problem that I created by swapping out my battery with a non-OEM part, or maybe the battery surge killed it. Hopefully you learned from my mistakes while watching this video. So subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can see part 2 to this video, and we will try and get this foot control module repaired so that we have a functional Countryman again. In the meantime, I guess I'll have to drive the GP everywhere. What a shame. But if this was your only car, this would be a really huge inconvenience. So yeah. Anyways, I will catch you all in the next video. Don't forget to wave to other minis when you see them.